Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to the temple. It's a very special Shabbat. We begin the book of Leviticus, the book of Vayikra. So we have two celebrations. We celebrate that we accomplished reading the book of Exodus, and we celebrate that we begin the book of Leviticus. In honor of that, we have our famous no rehearsal Shabbat, that this Shabbat is an inclusive rehearsal. It's not only the brotherhood, it's women and men singing together. No offense to anyone, but having the women, I'm sure, will upgrade in a few levels the quality of our music this Shabbat. And after services, everyone is invited for gravlax and non-kosher for Passover, but really tasty matzah, and also bourbon and other things that are going to be served in the library. We begin our service singing together, Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. And we turn to page 172 to sing together Ma Tovu.
Ma tovu, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Israel. Ma tovu, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha
We rise as we turn to page 195 for the Baruch Hu.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai, Hamivorach, Hamivorach, Baruch Adonai, Hamivorach, Le'olam, Le'olam Vaed. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due, now and forever. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
ברוך אתה, אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, יוצר אור ובורא חושך, עושה שלום ובורא את הכל, המאיר לארץ ולדרים עליה ברחמים, ובטובו מחדש בכל יום תמיד מעשה וראשית. מה רבו מעשיך, אדוני, כולם בחוכמה עשית, מלאה הארץ קנייניך. תתברך, אדוני אלוהינו, על שבח מעשה ידיך, ועל מאורי אור שעשית יפארו חסלה. אור חדש על ציון תאיר, ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו. ברוך אתה, אדוני, יוצר המאורות. We read together. The world is sunlight, restoring the soul, rejoicing the heart, bringing light to the eyes. More welcome than gold, a Torah from heaven. I have no light to give the morning. My Torah, my special human gift, is words. As I bring my words forth from silence, welcome them, you who redeems the sun from darkness. Baruch Ata Adonai, Yotzer HaMeorot. And we turn to page 200 for the calling of the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart, shall be upon your heart, and you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up, and you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes, and you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your
turn now to page 204 to sing together Mi Chamocha.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות, עושה פלא, עושה פלא. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש.
We rise as we turn to page 205 for the tefillah.
Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. Source of all being, we turn to you as did our people in ancient days. They beheld you in the heavens, they felt you in their hearts, they sought you in their lives. Their quest is ours. Help us to see the wonder of being.
Give us the courage to search for truth. Teach us the path to a better life. So shall we, by our lives and our labors, bring nearer the world we envision, one of justice, freedom, and peace.
Baruch ata Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ez.
ve'ezrat Sarah.
And we read together on the bottom of page 207. You are the open door that beckons me in.
Peeking around the door frame, I begin to enter into your glory. You move me forward, O Eternal, to step beyond self-made boundaries. Lift my foot over the threshold that I might abide with you. In the house of the Eternal, I found my questions. Waiting to be posed, they filled me with wonder. Sit with me, Eternal Teacher. Encourage my seeking. As I fill my hours with your mitzvot, so shall I be filled. Send me through your door, stretching up to honor your name, sharing out this wonder, enriching myself in the giving.
Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to all. Baruch ata Adonai, mechayei hakol.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא צל זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, כבודו. אדיר, אדירנו, אדוני, אדוננו, אדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני במקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכינו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך נצעקים קדושתך נקדיש. בשבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש. לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
To all generations we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated.
ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. מקדישי שבי שבת, כולם ישבעו ויתענגו מטובך שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת, והשביעי רצית בו וקידשתו שבת. חרם דעת ימים, אותו קראת שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. למעשה בראשית שבת. למעשה בראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת, וקורא עונג שבת.
We turn now to page 216 to read together the prayer for shalom, for peace and wellness and wholeness. O God, may we never become complacent, faltering in our effort to build a world of peace. Let the nations know and understand justice and right are better than dominion and conquest. May all come to see that it is not by might nor by power, but by your Spirit. Praised are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. take a moment for a silent prayer. The Sabbath prayer, which we all know from Fiddler on the Roof, is a special edition that our no rehearsal wonderful choir is always adding to our service.
May the Lord protect and defend you. May He always shield you from shame. May you come to be in Israel a shining name. May you be like Ruth and like Esther. May you be deserving of praise. Strengthen us, O Lord, and keep them from the stranger's way. La 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 la, la 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 la. May God bless you and grant you long. May the Lord fulfill our Sabbath prayer for you. May God take you good mothers, and may He send you husbands that will care for you. May the Lord protect and defend you. May He always shield you from pain. Favor them, O Lord, with happiness and peace. Oh, hear our Sabbath prayer.
We turn to page 254 for the prayer that is called Misha Berach, the prayer for healing and courage and strength in our lives. We name in our hearts those we know that need courage and strength and healing as we sing together on page 253, Misha Berach.
May the source of strength
And we turn now to Seder Kriyat HaTorah LeShabbat, the order of reading from the Torah on Shabbat on page 244. Please rise.
In kamocha va'Elohim Adonai, v'in kimasecha, malchutecha, malchut kol amim, u'memshaltecha b'kol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai imo le'olam ha'ed. Adonai oz le'amo yitin, Adonai yivarich et amo b'shalom, Adonai yivarich et amo b'shalom.
Please be seated. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Our God is one, Adonai is great, holy is God's name.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Lecha Adonai Hagedula, V'Hagevura, V'Hativiret, V'Hanitzach, V'Hahod. Ki chol b'shamayim u'va'aretz, Ki chol b'shamayim u'va'aretz. Lecha Adonai hamamlacha, V'hamitnasi lichol lirosh.
Please be seated, everyone. Our Torah portion today is called Vayikra, which is the name in Hebrew for the book. It means in English, and God called, but in Hebrew the name is not Leviticus, which is kind of like the Torah, the teaching of the Levites or the priests. That's more the rabbinical name. The name is Vayikra, which means, and God called. The first Torah portion in Leviticus, and in a way a lot of the book of Leviticus, deals with different kinds of sacrifices, and there are a lot of sacrifices, or as Johanna translated, near offerings, the way that we try through an offering or a sacrifice to get closer to Adonai our God. And the different kinds are mentioned here, and also the different people that are supposed to bring a sacrifice for everything that we do wrong or sometimes not wrong. So there's a whole list there. It's kind of fascinating, and we will read part of it that is extremely relevant for our days and times, about when are you supposed to bring an offering. Some offerings are really nice offerings. You really, you just had a newborn baby, so you bring an offering to thank God for the newborn baby, korban hayoledet, the person gave birth, sacrifice, or something really good happened at work and you bring an offering for that. But the more common sacrifices, except for the daily sacrifices, are the ones that when you do something wrong. So whether you've done it intentionally or not intentionally, whether it's a sin offering or a guilt offering or a maybe guilt offering, you did something wrong, but you're not sure that you've done something wrong. That's my constant disposition. So you bring a maybe guilt offering, Asham Talui, it's a great thing. But also it's about the different people. So it begins by Nefesh ki tichta. I love that. At the beginning of the book it says, when a human being wants to get closer to Adonai and bring an offering, but then when it lists, it says nefesh, which is not exactly, it's like saying a person or a human being, but nefesh is also a soul. So it's like, it's not only extremely inclusive, because obviously every human being has a soul, but it's like such a daring a way to call human beings. And then it lists certain position, like what happens if a priest that is anointed to Adonai does something wrong and they need to bring a sin offering, what happens when a regular person, and so on. We'll read one person, which I think is the most relevant calling that we have in our Torah portion for our days. But first, let's say the blessing for reading from the Torah. It's on page 250. And the reading for those who want to follow is in Leviticus chapter 4, beginning with verse 22.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Amvorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
אשר נשיא יחטא ועשה אחת מכל מצוות אדוני אלוהיו אשר לא תעשנה בשגגה ואשם או הודה עליו חטאתו אשר חטא בה והביא את קורבנו שעיר עזים זכר תמים ושמח ידו על ראש השעיר ושחט אותו במקום אשר ישחוט את העולה לפני אדוני חטאת הוא ולקח הכהן מדם החטאת באצבעו ונתן על קרנות מזבח העולה ואת דמו ישפוך אל יסוד מזבח העולה ואת כל חלבו יקטיר המזבחה כחלב זבח השלמים וכיפר עליו הכהן מחטאתו ונסלח לו. In case it is a chieftain, a president who incurs guilt by doing unwittingly any of the things which by the commandment of his God Adonai ought not to be done, and he realizes guilt or the sin of which he is guilty is made known, he shall bring as his offering a male goat without blemish. He shall lay a hand upon the goat's head, and it shall be slaughtered at the spot where the burnt offering is slaughtered before Adonai. It is purgation offering. The priest shall take with his fingers some of the blood of the offering and put it on the horns of the altar of burnt offering, and the rest of the blood he shall pour out at the base of the altar of burnt offering. All its fat he shall turn into smoke on the altar, like the fat of the sacrifice of well-being. The priest shall thus make expiation on his behalf for his sin, and he shall be forgiven. So there's one part here that is amazing, not the fat or the blood or all those things, but the way we speak about the person that he's sinning or making a guilt. When it comes to the people of Israel, it says, Ve'im kol adat Israel, and if all the community of the people of Israel are doing something wrong. If means maybe they will, maybe they won't. If they do, that's what they should do. If a nefesh, if a soul, if a person does something wrong, maybe they should bring, then they should. But if, maybe yes, maybe not. When it comes after that, it says, Ve'im nefesh achat techta b'shgaga, and if another soul will sin unwittingly, then that's what should happen. But when it comes to the chieftain, or the Hebrew is nasi, which could also mean the president or the leader, it says, Asher nasi, the translation here is good, in case, okay? Asher means it's about to happen. We know that it's about to happen. So the Torah is actually saying to us, there are two kinds of human beings. Us regular folks that are not in big positions of leadership and power, maybe we'll sin, maybe we're not. We're human, we do mistakes. Maybe it will be unwittingly, maybe it will be willingly, maybe we'll do something bad in purpose, maybe not. But when it comes to leaders, it's about to happen. The Torah is saying here, power corrupts. Now, if you think that it's not relevant, look at the news. I read, unfortunately, the Israeli news. It's all about a powerful leader who's been in power more than any person in the entire Western democratic world, with 4 indictments, who is using his power daily to not fulfill the laws. This is what the Torah is telling us, and the rabbis are reading it as follow. And that's the beauty of the Hebrew. You can really play with the words. So it says Asher, in case it is a chieftain. The rabbis are reading it, don't read it Asher, they read it Ashrei, which means happy is, and they say happy is the generation that you have a leader that actually takes responsibility for their sins, mistakes, whether willingly or unwillingly, and that leader is willing to bring a public sacrifice and publicly admit that they're just human beings and they abuse their power, and then they're willing to go through that ritual. But as we all know, that doesn't really happen in real life. But this is the warning, this is the telling, this is the saying to us, we're all maybe going to sin, maybe not, maybe we'll do it on purpose, maybe not, but with our leaders we should be extremely careful. And you know, it's a good warning also because we tend to put our leaders on a pedestal. We tend to overlook their mistakes, and this is actually saying no. They should be scrutinized even way more than the ordinary human being, than the ordinary nefesh. Let's say the blessing after reading from the Torah.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah. Amen. V'zot haTorah asher Moshe livnei bnei Yisrael. V'zot haTorah asher Moshe livnei bnei Yisrael. Al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe, b'yad Moshe. Al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe, b'yad Moshe. V'zot haTorah asher Moshe livnei bnei Yisrael. V'zot haTorah asher Moshe livnei bnei Yisrael.
And we turn now to page 283 for the Aleinu. Please join me as we read together. Let us adore the ever-living God and render praise unto you, who spreads out the heavens and established the earth, whose glory is revealed in the heavens above, and whose greatness is manifest throughout the world. You are our God, there is none else.
Va'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu.
We continue together on the top of page 287. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river.
With understanding. loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Our thoughts turn to those who have departed from this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. On this Shabbat, we remember especially Jose Maza, Henry Berg Brousseau, Shirley Brill, Irving Goldstein, Dorothy Pell, Lee L. Perlman, Eugene William Bill Rapport, Joseph Rosneck, Frida Small, George Townsend, Raquel Feller, Ira Felsen, Sugar P. Hanish, Rebecca Judah, Merrill Winner, Clara Wasserman Rowe, Natalie Divac, Charles Joles, David Lerner, Lois Traeger, Margot Barr, Riva Frank, Samuel Levy, Wilbur Stuar, Rose Tarvis, Joseph Fleischaker, Elaine Frank, Barbara Grossman, Gussie Cohen, Bert Klein, Henry Levy, and in recent days, Sean Bailey. We think of our loved ones, whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. With the blessed memories from our loved ones in our hearts, we rise as we turn to page 294 for the Mourner's Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעולמי עולמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלל שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו. זיכרונם לברכה, may the memory of our loved ones come to be a blessing and a benediction to us all. Amen. Our closing song is עושה שלום.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה
Mazal Tov to all of us for concluding the book of Exodus and beginning the book of Leviticus. May we continue from strength to study and to read from the Torah and the lessons of our ancestors and our tradition. And may we all enjoy the gravlax and the bourbon and all the good stuff that the Brotherhood prepared for us. Drew, thank you for all that. And Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And wish, please, a Shabbat Shalom to someone you never met before. Shabbat Shalom.